Today's podcast episode is with two of the hardest working entrepreneurs here in the Valley. They have a podcast. They do weekly, actually daily episodes with artists, creators, entrepreneurs, interesting people. And they're really hustling. They're really putting in that work. So you guys check them out at Raw Thought Radio. These guys are putting in that work. So hopefully you guys enjoy this conversation. We talk about Kanye West Sunday service, the importance of doing podcasts, our future plans, some Walking Dead, some Game of Thrones, some Pokemon stuff. So hopefully you guys enjoy this episode. Today's video is sponsored by Audible. Audible has the world's largest selection of audiobook content. They have every book you could think of, maybe some self-help books. You ever wanted to start a podcast? You ever wanted to start a YouTube channel? They have books and all of that. That's some of the stuff I've been consuming over the last 5 years. I've listened to a lot of books, guys. You guys can listen to them when you drive. You can listen to books when you're at the gym. You can listen to books when you're cutting grass, when you're washing dishes, when you're washing clothes. Instead of wasting that time doing those chores, you could be learning something, or you could be listening to one of your favorite fantasies. Maybe you want to listen to the whole Harry Potter book. Maybe you want to listen to Game of Thrones because the show kind of got ruined by these writers. So now Audible is offering anyone listening to this a free 30-day trial where you could download a book, listen to the entire thing, and you could cancel anytime. So there's no risk. You get a free book. You will help support our channel. Thank you guys so much. And here are my friends from Raw Thought Radio.
Word. Welcome to the wormhole, peoples.
Thank you guys for coming on. I mean, we just did a podcast last week,
which is dope,
on you guys' podcast, and then the only thing I was mad because you posted it on Sunday, like right during Game of Thrones and shit.
I didn't even realize that. Yeah,
I know, we're so not in the loop of like television.
Yeah, I have not watched Game of Thrones. The last show I used to watch, dude, like every Sunday, it was Walking Dead with my family.
Yeah.
But other than that, and then my family now watch Game of Thrones without me. They all watch that because I don't live with my family right now. We're all in different parts of the valley, but they're all like, "Oh, you seen Game of Thrones? You seen this happen?" And then I'm just like, "No," you know what I mean? Because they have HBO. I could definitely get their sign in.
Yeah,
but I kind of been not investing time
into shows or whatever.
Yeah,
that's what I haven't really watched any shows, but this one I've been watching it for a while.
Yeah.
So I was just like, you know what, I'm just keep watching it. Like that's one thing I've been doing. Like instead of watching shows, just create content, network, whatever you can, just to move forward. So when you posted it, I was like, God damn it! So I was playing. I think it was right before it started too.
Yeah.
But I was playing on the TV, and then we were watching it. I think Billy Dale was here.
Yeah.
Maybe you posted it after Game of Thrones. I remember. I just remember it was on Sunday. I was like, damn.
Yeah, it was really nice. I love talking to you about that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just like to like afterward we just kept saying dude, I can't find other people that are kind of really in that dedication, especially into things like that, and believing they can do it. Because I have friends who think how we talk about Gary. I've loved Gary. You know what I mean? I definitely idolize him. You know what I mean? And his work ethic. And I have homies that sent me memes where it was where people were making fun of Gary, where they're like, "Nah, man,
he's
nowadays
just yelling at us and this and that."
He doesn't even yell.
And he's
crazy,
like, he's telling everybody you have to be working 24/7, and it's that's actually not what he's saying. He's kind of saying if you want to make something of yourself, that's the best way to get towards it. But you do you. His whole entire message at the end of the day is you do what makes you happy.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what we're trying to do.
And that's what he's saying. If you're happy where you're at and you have a family and you don't want to do anything extra, that's cool too. That's what he says. Kind of the people that complain that I don't have a shot or whatever.
Yeah.
He kind of wants to get the fire started, and he helps me sometimes. If I get discouraged or I'm not motivated, I just put on one of his videos and then boom, I'm back at it.
I listen to him all day while I'm editing the podcast or something, or working on music or mixing or something. It's just right there. In the meme in the video, they're like what's up with this generation now? You got people like Gary Vaynerchuk talking about him very bad. He's just running around yelling at people, telling you to do your work. Sometimes I want to chill, and it's okay.
What, I can't have a beer after work or something? It's you can if that's what makes you happy.
He's literally saying you're allowed to do what you want. But are you mad because he's calling you out? Because if you're not working on what you're working on, you're wasting time.
Most people that get mad is because they know deep inside is sparking something inside of them, and he's right.
Yeah, he's totally right. It's crazy. You know what I mean? It's a. Sorry, my bad. Go on.
No, go ahead, bro.
Well, I think it's crazy because it's just he could, he's literally telling you do what you want to do. You know what I mean? And it's the people get mad at the ones that just want to relax and chill all day. And it's okay, well, you could do that, but if you want to get somewhere else, if you want to get successful, get off your ass. You know what I mean? Put down the show for a minute. Come back to it. It's just crazy, man. But I get it. And people can do what they want to do. But I'm Gary? They're talking about Gary like that?
No, yeah, I definitely.
But they sounded funny too. Shout out to that podcast.
What podcast was it?
I don't know. It was a podcast. I'll have to pull up the meme.
It's cool.
Yeah.
No, I have heard some people say like, oh, why you listen to Gary, or like, oh, he just says curse words to sound cool. And that's what I heard people say. I'm like,
What?
You don't even listen to the stuff he says, like.
Yeah.
And he's been spitting the truth for like years. I started following him in 2017. That's when I first found him.
Yeah.
I was just watching his videos, but like again, I didn't take enough action.
Yeah.
And this year, like the last 6-7 months, I was like, you know what, I gotta do it. And it's been like everything's kind of paying off. The harder you work, you really see the benefits. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like he was right the whole time.
You know, it was really dope. We had someone come on the podcast. I think you probably want to meet him. He's like super fucking cool guy. I mean, everyone that come up has been super dope to come up.
Yeah.
But this guy, why I bring him up is because he's more on like the business selling things. He's on the reselling game. So he came yesterday, and his name's in Instagram. It's Ginger Boy. His name's Brandon, and he's from DHS. And he's talked about how he's just dedicated, like motivated, only wants to, go to thrift stores, get like really dope clothes, and just resell it. And just is like that's such a grind.
Yeah.
Like that's such a money making, and he does like the online Depop. Like I don't know if he does eBay. I don't think he said anything about eBay.
He was mostly just talking about his Depop, the reselling on there.
Yeah, and it's always just so interesting when I meet like people that are just on that wavelength.
Yeah, right now, me and my wife actually do that too. We do the resale game.
Oh, nice.
So,
she tried it out a bit.
We were fucking collectors, spending all our money on this shit. So we've been reselling our pops. We have I used to have a shitload of pops. So right now we've been reselling them, and most of them went up in value.
Yeah.
And then even these steelbooks, they're collectibles. So regular movies, they're just like the blue. These are steelbooks. So these are like with the hardcover. Like,
that's nice.
So these are steelbooks that actually go up in price. So I've been like reselling stuff, just stuff I already had, and then she goes to thrift stores. She buys like you said, little clothes, like sports logos, like Nike stuff that you buy for a couple bucks, sell it for 10, 12, 15.
Have you watched all these?
I watched like 85% of them.
It's a lot, man.
I watched. I used to be all into movies. Like on my channel was like movie reviews. And even my Instagram, I used to do like I used to post every single movie I got, and then I would make a review and stuff. And that's what I kind of wanted to do, but then I was like, I kind of got over it, and I was like, I'm not.
A bit of like a saturated market.
It was like a phase.
Kind of thing.
Well, not even saturated market. It's just I lost passion. Like I felt like I wasn't creating real impact. Like you might ask me what movie do you recommend this weekend or something, but I felt like it wasn't real impact or something. It's just now like I do a podcast. I could talk to people about real issues, their career, whatever, a conversation, or involve them in a vlog, or or even like how I do the Coachella videos, people like giving them advice and tips and stuff. And with the movies, it's just I don't know, it's still fun. Like I might actually still do some movie reviews just because I did a podcast talking about Endgame with my friend, even though the audio sucked on that one. I didn't even listen to it.
Dude, maybe I could help you like clean it up if you need help with that, because I've been special.
No, and you have a sick setup at your house. Like I was like, man, that's crazy.
I got the whole thing, so maybe if it's not that bad, I could totally, clean it if anything.
So that kind of excited me, and then he actually got his tickets to watch Detective Pikachu. On Monday.
How was that, dude?
On Monday. No, was
that good?
It comes out Monday.
Okay.
So we're gonna watch it on Monday, and actually it doesn't come out till Thursday, so I'm gonna have like 3-day head start. So I'm like, I might even do a movie review from it just to catch the quick wave. So I might get back into movie reviews, not collecting though, because I wasted all my money for I was collecting for like 4 years.
Wow.
Just fucking wasting. Yeah.
Did you ever want to do movie directing or?
I did, but not really. Like, I always kind of like just like editing and making little videos. Yeah. But now, like, I kind of like editing a lot, and I know I'm not like my editing, even though I do pretty good compared to like what these guys are doing in the movie industry. Like,
really good, yeah.
I'm nowhere there, but I know like maybe 5-10 years from now I could potentially do that. But then we'll see what like the podcast or the channel looks like 5 years from now. That's
dude, I'm excited for that. Yeah.
I have a 5-year plan. Like I'm like 5 years. I'm excited for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
Like, I always think about a conversation I had with my boy, Razor J. He fell asleep right here. He kept saying, in 6 months, how can you get there?
How can you get there in 6 months?
Yeah, and what's your 5-year plan, and how can you get there in 6 months? Something like that. And I always think about that, like that's in that conversation with them. Even though
shout out
to Razor
of the Jays.
Yeah, so like ever since then, I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep looking 5 years. Like even though some videos have been blowing up recently, like before I never had anything go viral, and I had like 3 videos go viral over the last 2 weeks. I saw that Will Smith
one, you know.
It's crazy. Even the Kanye Sunday service, it got me 140,000.
Nice.
But it got blocked in the U.S. now.
What?
Yes.
Oh, because they're trying to hide.
Yeah, they're trying to hide the songs and shit. So,
wow.
But for the first 5 days, it blew up. There was a lot of negative on that one too, because there was a lot of religious people commenting like, "Oh, this is not church. I didn't think about that. This ain't church. This is not God." You know.
Yeah.
Like, but it's cool. Like I don't like the negativity doesn't bother me. But yeah, I never had videos go viral until like this last 2-3 weeks. But I don't know. Like I feel like I kind of planned for this too, because I did Coachella videos 6 months when it wasn't trending. You know, I was doing Coachella videos every week. It wasn't trending. And once April hit, boom, everything took off. It was crazy.
Yeah. That's super sick.
Yeah. So even the podcast with my friend Mills, that one only has like 40 views or 50 views. And then some other videos get like 2,000 views. So I don't mind like one individual video, because I know the long term is just 5-year plan. 5-year plan, yeah.
Yeah.
And everything's a learning experience.
Sunday service looked dope, dude. I wish I went. It looked fun.
It was pretty crazy.
Yeah. What I mean, okay, I know this is we're on podcast, but dude, what do you play? Like, do you know all the songs he played? Did he do like?
Okay, yeah, he played some songs that were just like I guess songs he was doing for Sunday service. But he played Chance the Rapper and Kid Cudi were there.
Oh,
they were there with him, like just dancing the whole time. So he's Ultra Light Beam. He did like maybe just the chorus, just like the chorus, because he had a bunch of chorus people and then like live like music.
Yeah.
So he did Ultra Light Beam, but they didn't get into his verse. And then All Falls Down, he sang the whole song.
Ooh.
And then he sang Jesus Walks, of course, the whole song.
I saw that one.
Then he did Power.
That must have been dope.
Power, but just the chorus,
yeah,
like before he starts rapping, like he just cuts it off. And then he debuted a new song called Water. It's called Water.
Yeah.
And he was just talking about water, and it was alright. I mean, it was kind of like a sample. I might have the clip in there. I'll show it to you.
Exclusive.
An exclusive, because I couldn't post I posted it on my blog, but I didn't want to post the whole thing. I think I still have it, and I'll double check. But yeah, he did Water. Then he did other like. Just like church songs or whatever. Yeah. And then DMX came out and he did the prayer.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, his voice, it was so deep.
Yeah, his voice is crazy.
So he did the whole prayer, and then it was just that. It was about an hour and 40 minutes, but it was just make sure. It was just like drums and people dancing, and he'll play one of his songs. So it wasn't all his music. So a lot of people were disappointed because they thought he was going to play like his whole music.
Like
and
it was
stuff.
going to be a performance.
Yeah,
but
a Kanye performance. But if you were keeping up on Twitter or whatever, he was just doing those Sunday service, like, so it wasn't.
Yeah, it's like the Kanye experience.
Yeah, if you knew going in what it was, you had a good time. But if you were expecting the concert, some people didn't want it. But I wanted to get some merch, but dude, it was so expensive. I was like,
oh my god, yeah, I saw that. Like $232 for a sweater.
For a sweater, socks were like $60.
Forgot.
The line was huge. The line was long. Like
people were buying it,
dude. But there was people buying for resale. But
wow.
I saw people walking around with like 4 or 5 fucking sweaters. They spent like $600-700 like just right there, bro. It's crazy.
That is a lot of money.
But they resell it though, so I mean,
wow.
The flip.
It like goes up in price.
Yeah, like that same day, like let's say an hour into the event, there was already listings on eBay of like people like posting like, "Oh, selling this shit right here." There's people even selling grass. I don't know if you saw it. It was kind of like a meme. Some guy posted on Twitter.
He stepped on
a Ziploc bag with grass and dirt, and then a picture of like the Sunday service, like, "Oh, selling grass." And then the bid was at $500.
What?
Dude,
oh my god! It's just funny because it's like there's people who can't come here that like they actually like do want that. You know, it's like
it's crazy. But grass though, like I don't understand. I understand merch. Like if you're a huge fan, like I'm a huge Kanye fan, but I'm not gonna spend extra for merch. Like I don't need merch, you know.
Yeah.
I even understand like sand. Some people collect sand from every beach they go to.
Yeah,
every
that's
desert
true.
They go to, but like I understand sand, but grass is a little bit like. Did somebody collect grass? Remember?
Kanye stepped on that grass, okay? So
Did
He blessed that grass.
I think you guys gotta calm down.
He blessed it.
He blessed the grass.
He
yeah.
blessed that grass.
Holy grass.
It's holy grass, yeah, for sure. And it has some dirt, so you know.
Grass.
Because the grass is going to die, but the dirt just lives on. Or you could, like, plant a garden just on Kanye's...
You're right, on his soil.
his soil, there you go.
Oh, yeah. You know what is
on his
actually cool, though, is, like, if you had, like, I don't know even know if there's flowers, because it's, like, such, like, a desert wasteland, but, like, flowers, I like pressing flowers, you know, like, in the book, and it, like, preserves it really cool.
Oh, and then, yeah, like...
Yeah,
I've seen those in
yeah,
like wedding
flower
books or like
Yeah.
like parents.
well, not that one, but that
Oh
one.
yeah, like that.
Those
Kind
are
of like
cool.
that. She, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why, like, is it just weird that I like the look
It's
of
weird.
dead flowers?
Yeah, it's weird.
Dang,
I'm
let me
just
finish
kidding.
my
It's like,
sentence.
I only like dead flowers.
I only like dead flowers.
It's an aesthetic, okay? Like, it's just my aesthetic.
Did you like Walking Dead?
I watched the first, like, 5 seasons, and then I got bored. I couldn't keep up with it.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love that show, but I stopped like kind of just watching because I got really busy.
Mhm.
But dude, that was one of my favorite shows.
No, I used to love it. Like I said, the first 5, after, like, season 4, I was
Before
like...
Glenn died.
Then, yeah, and then season 5 I was like,
Spoiler alert.
And then I was
Oh,
like, you know
sorry.
what? I'm just going to stop. Like, I stopped. I didn't watch season 6 after that.
I haven't watched 6. Yeah, I don't think I've seen that.
I haven't watched none of that. But no, like, even season 2, when people complained that it was boring because it was all in the barn or whatever.
Oh, I love that.
But dude, that scene where that little girl comes out of the barn.
That was
spoiler,
dope.
I've never seen
Yeah.
it. Okay,
Spoils.
that's just like 10
I've
years
probably
old.
seen the
Yeah.
first 3
It is like 10 years old. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
season 2 is 10
But no,
years
it's like some people probably would go watch it back from the beginning. I do that to certain things. Like I was like watching Sailor Moon over again. You know?
Oh, same.
So it's like I don't remember what happened. You know, I watched it like way back then. So it's like
No,
if
you're-
someone were to like spoil things, I'm like, wait a minute, I'm watching it. Like even if it's Sailor Moon.
Have you
sometimes,
guys
you know?
gone back to watch like old movies that you watched when you were a kid or TV shows?
Yeah.
They're
Bro.
so much
Oh
different.
my
The
God,
experience
yeah.
is so much different.
Yeah.
What I want to watch. Have you ever seen Flubber?
Flubber, which is
With
I haven't heard of that. I haven't heard of
I
that.
don't know.
with Rob.
Adam Sandler.
No, Robert.
Robert
Will,
De Niro.
Will.
Wilcox. Willis.
Have you seen Flubber?
Just say it. It's okay.
Robin Williams.
Robin
Robin
Williams.
Williams.
He's in it, and he's like just one of those like classic ones. It's like Flubber. He's like a doctor or like a scientist or something, or like a teacher, and then like he's trying to like create things in his like office or whatever, and like he creates this like goo. It looks like fucking slime how they do it nowadays, you know.
Yeah.
It looks like slime, but it has like a personality and shit. So like, I don't know. It's just like this whole like movie about how it just goes crazy and how it's bouncy and like how he like
I think-
Flubber.
flubber.
I think I know what it is. I don't think I've seen it, but I think I know what it is.
I want to like rewatch it because I loved that movie growing up. I want to rewatch
If
it
it
and
holds
see
up.
if it like how good it actually is to an adult.
There's a lot of stuff that doesn't hold up. Like,
yeah, there's a lot.
I went back
Nostalgia.
to Spy Kids because I used to love
Oh,
Spy Kids.
Spy
I watched
Kids.
it now and it's just like,
It's all
all
about
of this
number
is
3,
It's in
bro.
my heart.
Yeah.
It's in my heart. But going back, it's like, wow,
Shark
this
Boy.
is just so wacky. Like,
Girl
you know?
Shark
pulls
Boy-
up with
Shark
this
Boy and Lava
pigtails.
Girl.
I love
Boy,
Shark.
yeah.
We've been told. I think Asia Flame. She was telling us like we should dress up as Shark Boy and Lava Girl because my hair's
When
not
I cut,
down.
you know?
My hair's not down, but like it's like really long and
You
curly.
gotta-
So it's like
you
if it was
gotta-
pink.
You
Yeah,
gotta get
yeah.
cut like Taylor Lautner or whatever.
Okay, yeah, I gotta get
Yeah.
that cut, honestly.
Yeah, for sure.
Guys,
That's what-
hold me against that.
That's
Please.
that's what I always say when people ask me, like, because I have most of my friends have tattoos and I don't have any tattoos, and I always wanted some, but I was like, well, once I get in shape, so once I
Yeah.
look like Taylor Lautner, then I'll get tattoos. So.
Yeah, like I was saying, for me, like I've been wanting tattoos, but I also am very like specific on that kind of stuff. Like if I get a tattoo, I want it to be something that I just like really want. Like there's something that I think is be very cool, and especially like where, you know what I mean? Like what's funny is we always talk about like face tattoos because she doesn't like
Face
face
tattoos.
tattoos.
Yeah. I
And
hate the
honestly,
look
I'm not
of
gonna
it.
lie. Yeah,
I
like
like
I do
face
feel like
tattoos.
I get inspired by rappers I like, but I wouldn't want anything like too crazy. But it makes me, accustomed to the idea of like, well, if you're gonna do that, it's just because you don't care anymore. You don't care about what people think if you're gonna put it on your face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
And you shouldn't care. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't do it for myself,
yeah.
but you shouldn't care what people think either way. So
Yeah.
I know. It's just like
you
me.
can apply that logic to so many things.
Yeah.
No, it's like me being his girlfriend. I would just feel like I would want to just see it covered with makeup, but like he could have it for
Yeah.
like I don't want to see it. But it's like it's just like you live your
what
life.
about neck tattoos?
I don't mind neck tattoos.
I think
as
neck
much.
tattoos look cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it all seems pretty cool.
I guess it's like it gets to a point where it's like I do agree with like parents sometimes when they're like, oh, but what about your job? Like to an extent, I don't like agree like, oh, you have to be so worried about it. But it's just like, I guess it is like if you are going towards like your path, you're going towards a certain way. It's like if you are wanting to be, I don't know, a doctor or something, and you get neck tattoos or something, it's like could hinder you in a way, you know, in certain fields.
It depends on what you want to do. So,
I mean, well, I'll just say, you know, if you have neck tattoos and you have a doctorate degree in being a doctor, I don't care.
That's great for you.
I know,
I will
like,
pay you.
as long as you save my life, you
Just save me.
I know. It just sucks because there's like so many people in the world that are still just so, you know, like look at that a certain way.
Negative
and
stigma.
And then it's like even just on the small things to where like I work in retail and it's like I wish I could like listen to earbuds and stuff. It's the smallest thing.
Oh my God.
But there will be some bitch like to be like, oh, let me talk to your manager. You're not listening to me or something. And it's like I'm stalking my shit. You know, like I'm stalking. I cuss so much. I'm so sorry, y'all.
It's
like
cool. Nah, I say that.
That's horrible. Yeah. She definitely probably gets it off of me.
Nah.
I cuss all the time. I cuss as frequently, very frequently.
Yeah.
I think I cuss more than you.
Well, that'd be really fun. I'm dying, doctor. I'm dying. Please, I need. Oh my God, do you have face tattoos? No, I can't do this. I cannot. Oh my gosh.
Bro, that should be funny.
That would be so ridiculous,
We gotta do a skit about that.
That would be really fun. I'm so down to start doing that with you. Some skits and stuff.
Oh my
No,
God,
we gotta work
yeah.
on some projects. I'll show you some of the projects I just did. But yeah,
That would be so ridiculous.
I'm down to do some like short films or something because I've been talking to my friend who he's a very creative guy. The guy I did my last podcast with. And he's been like writing. He's done a couple skits, like he did back in the day. He took like film classes at COD and everything.
What's his name?
Michael Mills.
I don't know if I ever know.
Yeah, well, I'll show you who he is. He's a pretty cool guy. But yeah, that guy writes a lot. So I found out about the Latino Film Festival that's gonna be here in October. And it's kind of too late for this year, but for next year, I want to submit a couple movies, and it could be anything. It could be anything from like a minute to 30 minutes. It's 30 minutes or less. Yeah. And it could be comedy, it could be horror, it could be action, a thriller, anything you want. It just has to have a Latino, either director, producer, writer, or actor, or subject matter.
Oh, that's cool.
So all of us will qualify for that. So
automatic.
But it would be cool to just like get a good project going or something for next year. So that could be for next year. But for now, we could do some skits and videos. Or
that's where I got to introduce you with the homie Efren. Shout out Efren. He's one of my good friends. He writes, directs, acts.
He's gonna be on our podcast soon. Like,
well, he was on it. We're gonna put it out.
Soon it's gonna be out.
It's he directs, acts in his own movies. He's like he does everything in it. You know what I mean? And I always commend that. Like people that are just want it so bad, they don't care what they need to do. They do everything. You know, and even if you don't, you have your section of things you want to do. I think that's great too. You know what I mean? But this is
on those skills.
Yeah, and he has his movie out called Home. It's on Amazon, and it's like he's blowing up with it. And the indie films have nominated him for indie award film festivals. I don't know how you say that, but like he's nominated for best supporting actor and just his movies. You know, so it'd be dope to introduce you to him because he's on it, man.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'll be looking out for that podcast.
Yeah, that one will probably come out tomorrow. Which probably isn't today. When you're watching this.
I don't know. I'll probably post it tomorrow or Saturday morning. I still gotta.
I know mine are like 5 days in advance. Like
because of the like lineup of people.
Oh, you guys are just grinding it out.
It's been really nice. Yeah, meeting so many people.
But it's so good. Like every time, just a new experience, a new connection.
It is.
It's so dope.
The conversations are always different. You always talk about different things. Even if there's two different rappers or two rappers, we talk about different shit to either. I don't know.
Yeah, just a creative art studio, you know, because I don't really.
There isn't that many.
There really isn't here. There's one in India. There's one in India, and I tried reaching out to them, but they were kind of like dicks and shit. And I was like,
no shout out. No, I mean I understand. Like that was like that whole thing we were talking about. Where like instead of people being open, like in the valley, you know, people being all enclosed and thinking you got to be rude to people, or you know, I'm gonna work by myself. You know what I mean? Like what I love about the podcast, and now I'm segueing into that topic. I feel like with the CV stuff, you know how it's really kind of like. I honestly, dude, it's crazy how truly it's being put on the map because not only do we have the podcast going on, and you know with all the dope musicians that come, you know I really want to link them all together. I'll work with them on a song, like, it's really crazy to me how, like, dude, we're the only two that I know of that have a podcast out here.
Exactly.
There's one other one called the Nerdy Geeky Freaky Podcast, which shout out to you guys. You guys are hilarious. I've reached out to them. Oh, that's my homie. Yeah, we're waiting for them to start theirs. I definitely want to help Mason start his. But Nerdy Geeky Freaky Podcast, they're very funny. I've reached out to them. They haven't got back to me. That's okay. Hope to talk to you guys one day. But like, that's it, dude. You know what I mean? And like, that's really the start of something, because and it didn't hit me too when we started the podcast that it was like just us. You know what I mean? Because like, we just want to do it. You know, like I really like podcasts. You know, and to think that we're utilizing, you know, different people from the valley. Like I'm having this. Her name's Evelyn, and she runs a shop in Indio where she spotlights art. You know, and it's gonna be so cool to talk to her, because it's just like, you run a shop. Like, I like hearing about business. You know, like, it's not just about music. It's about people that live here.
Creatives, conversations, entrepreneurs. That's what podcast is, and especially you said there's no market for it.
That represents all that,
There's
and there's people everywhere.
Exactly.
You know, like I have people that
people could be like, I feel like people might have a mindset of being scared about podcasting, because it's like, oh, I'm gonna be putting myself out there, or oh, what if people don't like me, and like, oh, what if I don't have all the equipment and everything.
Did you see the Evan podcast?
Which one's that?
So Evan's a photographer, and he came up the other day. I don't know if you saw maybe the clip. It was when we had the funny clip where we were talking about zodiac signs.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
The Libra, he was like, I'm a
Shout
Libra. Yeah, and I was like, man, my sister's a Libra. Shout out to my, and while I was saying this, he's like, what's your birthday? And I was like, shout out my, it's October 3rd. He's like, shout out sister, don't know your birthday. It's so funny. Like, he's so funny. And afterward, he was like, he forgot, you know, like, when I notice people come up and they don't remember what they say, you know, like, they don't remember.
I have a really bad memory.
Yeah, and like, then they'll be like Evan was like, dude, I hope I don't come off like a dumbass or asshole, you know? And I'm like, no, dude, it was great. It was so funny. You know what I mean? Like,
no, podcasts are so much fun, dude.
They are. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. How many have you guys done now? Because you guys are grinding it out.
I'm not even counting.
Every day it's been, you know, either 2 or 3.
You guys don't number them?
Well, what I do is, so I have my organized file. I put everyone's names, because if I number them,
like episode 1, 2, 3. Let's
the way I do it is I number it and then I put the name. So
we used to number them, but now that they're 10 minutes, 15 so quick, they just pop out.
I think it's like I feel like I would want to number them when they are an hour or so, because it's like we do want to get up to that point. And we do want to get up to a point where we have the equipment to do longer
form.
Yeah, it's like right now, like with the 10-minute thing and with the just audio and like how our computer kind of can't take some things sometimes.
Oh my gosh.
It's like, it's like our computer kind of can only take 10 to 30 minutes. Like 30, 40 minutes is like our max. Like, oh my god, when we had the Depop guy over, we accidentally went. We went
and
up
that
to
was
like,
cool. It was great.
We went up to like almost 45, and like the computer was glitching out.
No, well, like, so yeah, like we was so yeah, we get to 45, and I have a time limit on my thing, so I know when to stop it, and I capture that audio.
Yeah.
And I put it in my program, and so he comes and he had a lot of stuff to say, and I loved it because it was like a lot of very. Like, he's super cool. It
was
to talk
really
to.
interesting.
And we were pushing the limits on the computer because it was so like, and as soon as we were done, like as soon as we were done, I look at the computer and it's just like ran out of memory, and I'm like, okay, well, we just finished. Just give me the audio. You know what I mean? So I stop it, and with my computer, if it glitches out, if it shut down, I would have lost all the audio or something.
Damn,
just gone. 45 minutes of a great podcast.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, okay, well, that's okay. Just put it in. So I'm dragging it into FL. And, like, I get it, but, like, the program's still just being like, oh, well, error, you can't be doing all this, you just can't. So it's like, no, it's the end, just save. And I got it, you know what I mean? But, oh, my God, was that, like... Because if we would have kept going, not only would we have not been able to get the rest of it, like, literally, at the time we were hitting, we would not have been able to capture the rest of that audio.
Yeah.
But then it could have potentially, like, just shut the
thing
down, you know?
You're working with what you have instead of making excuses like, oh, I'll wait till I have the good equipment to start the podcast. Like, you're starting with what you have. Yeah. Maybe consider doing the phone. That would be.
Yeah, we've actually done that before, you know. Or like if we do it, like the roller skate video, that was all. Like every time we do those videos out, we just
audio.
Hey, you guys, how's it going?
Dude, the audio, the video, and the phones is so good. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's very good.
When my Coachella vlogs, I did it all with the phone. Everything.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Yeah, those sound great, dude. Those look so good, dude. Yeah. I miss Coachella. I totally miss out this year.
Every time like Coachella comes up, we're just like, oh.
Hey, early sale starts in June. Lay away, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the whole Coachella thing, like, and you know what I love, dude, like, everyone's just been great vibes. Everyone's just been about being nice. Everyone's just been about, you know, dude, like, it's about creating that community. You know what I mean? Everyone's just like, it's just crazy. Because then, word gets to one other person, oh, like, let's have this person on the podcast. I'm like, dude, yeah, let me talk to him. You know what I mean? Like, I'm excited. I'm excited. Like, by next year, dude. And then, okay, my bad. I want to hear what you're about to say. But next thing about the whole CV thing is, so the homie Bo has been producing for about 2.5 years now. And really fucking great guy. He's just very passionate. He loves music. He's done drums for a long time. When he got into producing, he just kills it. And like, he was out here for a while, really trying to collect people. I don't know if you probably know some of the people. They know some of the homies for sure. And dude, he just got on like him and his squad just produced for Eminem and Logic. Like, oh damn, that's the homies. You know what I mean? Like, I'm super happy for them. You know what I mean? Crazy. Like, and that's just that's just a foot in. And that's his opportunity. You know what I mean? I wouldn't ever want to write off somebody else's stuff. You know what I mean? I would never want to like, oh hey Bo, now that you did that, dude, I sent him congrats, dude, because like I'm happy for him, yeah. But I think that's a really great like. Yeah, you never know the opportunities are gonna come. Like for me, yeah, that should be a great example for anybody out there that fucking wants to doubt or think that they can't do it. Bo worked his ass. If you put your stuff out there, people are gonna. It just one person could see your stuff. If one person could share your stuff, it doesn't matter. And like the reach, it could be like you're saying. A year from now, you're excited where you're gonna be a year from now. Imagine 5 years from now. Like don't ever stop. Like just keep going. 5 years from now, boom, everything's just gonna be better and better and better and better and better and better. There might be some setbacks, whatever. It's a roller coaster, but it trends up. It trends up. It always trends up. That's true. Yeah. So that's so good. And like you said, no one else is doing it, so might as well take advantage of the space because 5 years from now, how many more podcasts are gonna be around? All these kids in high school. Kids that's what I was thinking about already too. Like. The future, dude, like 10 years from now, it's going to be kids doing podcasts. And why that's going to get popular is because people are going to be like, what are kids talking about? What is this kid going, how is this kid an interview hoster, Yeah, and it's going to get even easier for kids with technology. It's going to be so easy. Yeah, it's going to be crazy. Like, dude, like, like just thinking about, because it's us right now. Like, imagine some 8th grade kids like going to come in and just like, all right, you guys, welcome to the podcast. I got Keeley up in here, 30 years old. Oh man, you know what I mean? Like he's an OG in the valley. For real, still trying to grind, man. Still trying to do the podcast. Glad you're doing great though. Like there's this kid who I like watch music reviews, and there's this kid. He's 8, and his name's I think it's just PF, like on like YouTube. Like I forgot something like that, and he just started doing like my dad reacts, to certain certain songs, but it'd be like the abstract, like hip hop stuff or stuff people hadn't heard, and that's a lot of like to get him that exposure to the fact that he's a kid, and honestly he really reviews very well. Like he'll listen to the song and he'll do what Anthony Fantano does. I don't know if you know him. Yeah, but yeah, he does all those reviews and he'll be like, Needle drop, you guys, how's it going, Anthony Fantano? He'll do that, but in his kid voice with his kid, brand, and he just like he's killing it. Have you seen the reviews like Big Quit? No, I haven't. Some dude who just reacts to like albums, and he always takes like a lunch break in between, and he'll just eat. Yeah, he'll eat like, all right, let's take a break, and then he started listening to it. That was funny, man. He has like 200,000 or 300,000. Oh, I gotta check that out. Like you're saying, the podcast, little kids are gonna start making content. Like and honestly, that'll be great. I honestly be really happy seeing that. Like, cause that's just gonna be it. Like how with the Gary stuff, he's always saying like, in a few months from now, fools are gonna be locked in their VRs for a month. Like I always think that's just so funny because I want that so bad. Oh yeah, Ready Player One. Oh my god! Or like, well, I know this is so far out of reach because this might never happen. But ever since I was younger and I would play Kingdom Hearts, I'd always want to be in Kingdom Hearts VR, swinging. And I like imagine how crazy fitness is going to be when VR comes out. Like especially where you could wear like even Wii Sports. That shit was it was like the highest selling video game because everybody in the moms was playing tennis.
You remember the
breaking their TVs?
That Wii thing where you like put it on the ground and like you step on it.
I got that. It was a weight. It was like a
scale.
It was a scale.
Yeah. Like that was like, oh, they tried because it didn't really like fare well.
Yeah, I mean we got one. It's funny because we used
I had one too. And
Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go was VR.
Yeah,
it was AR. That was dope too. It was like the first time in years. Were you going outside? Yeah, bro. Like in my last podcast, we talked about Pokemon Go. That's something. Yeah. Like
everybody was at the Palm Desert Park, like old people,
I
young
remember
people.
Dude, that's where we went to.
That was
Dude,
the like
we were at
the
Civic,
time.
crazy.
Oh my god, that was like the summer that I've
El
seen the
Paseo,
most.
everybody doing laps
out.
at El Paseo, getting all the
That was
things.
nice, man.
It's
That was
just-
so
It
nice.
was
so
really
cool.
cool. Like it was like really cool, and it was just crazy because it's like that's a one summer that everybody was out, despite being this like
Super
crazy
hot.
desert heat that we
Yeah,
all
it was
like,
hot,
complain about.
humid.
Yeah,
But we wanted to.
How do we
just
bring that back, dude? Because that was just, it was
It's still
legit
going
like a
on
little
today.
bit
Still,
of time.
yeah.
But
it's
I mean, no one's.
Well, dude, but at that time, it was like, what, like 3 in the morning, and we went to Civic. We're like, yeah, we're going to get some Pokemon right now. Everyone was outside at Civic,
so
3
in
a.m.
the morning.
in my podcast, the one I had with my boy Mills, he talked. Me and him, we were walking around the Palm Desert, the La Quinta Library, like the whole
Oh.
park area.
Yeah.
And there was a Snorlax, and we were like walking around trying to catch the Snorlax. Then a cop pulled over. He's like, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" He's like, "Oh, we're just playing Pokemon." And he's like, he just laughed. He's like,
Yeah.
"What?" And then he saw other people walking around because it was like 12 in the morning at the La Quinta
Oh,
Library,
yeah.
so it was weird, like kids like going around, but we're just playing Pokemon.
Yeah.
So we weren't doing
Going
anything
on,
bad.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's crazy, man. Like Pokemon really
That
took
was
over.
great, man.
And my friend said his brother told him that it was the closest we've ever been to like world peace, where everybody's
I
like
know.
Just go outside.
just together. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I don't even know if it's ever gonna get back to that though. It's like even
gonna have to be
with,
something
even with
else.
Pokemon Go, yeah, it would have to be another. But it
It would have to be
another wave,
like the
not like
first like real virtual reality game that's like
Yeah.
badass. The first one that like really hits, that's super easy for everyone to use. That one's
Yeah.
it might happen
Yeah.
like 5 years from
You
now.
know what it'll probably be? Because when I first heard of Pokemon Go, what I thought it was you could pull out your phone camera, and depending on your location, that the Pokemon would be marked in the location. So let's say you pointed your phone this way, and your phone knows it's being pointed north or something. And let's just say
you walk
they,
towards north or something.
well, let's say right, like this is how I imagine it. And someone could just take this idea. I don't care.
Oh, like travel to another place or
Well, like, let me explain. Because when I first saw a video, right, someone was like, "Oh shit, there's a Pikachu on my car." Right, so I was like, okay, the only way that's possible, the only way that would be possible for there to be a Pokemon, like literally where you could point your phone and it's right there. Well, let me explain. So, let's say, right, we had a map of the United States,
yeah.
and then you just pinpointed a bunch of Pokemon all throughout the United States, right? And to be able to have that link to your camera, to when you can pull it out and see a Pokemon, depending on where we coded it, if we made that app, that would mean that your camera would then have to link with its location and where it's being pointed at. So let's say here you can't see a Pokemon, but we marked one over here. So you look over here and it's in that exact spot, and you can see it like it's moving around.
Yeah.
And then you could like throw a Pokeball at it. That could be the next thing,
It's
because then that's like
actually-
that's literally real life.
Yeah.
Where when I was kind of disappointed, but I still love Pokemon Go because then what it was is you walk to the location and you see it on the Google Maps pretty
Mhm.
much.
Yeah,
And then you
basically.
click on it and then you get taken into this
Yeah.
like that woods and the
just to
the
catch it.
built-in thing,
Yeah.
And yeah, that would be the next thing because then everyone would be like, "What the like?"
Well, it's just the beginning. So I mean, we're talking 5-10 years from now. That shit's gonna be crazy. Like,
Yeah.
not just with Pokemon, just everything in general.
I know I explained something really like ridiculous, but I hope you guys.
No,
get
it might not be ridiculous.
I
You
get
never
it.
know with technology going. Like the way we're just advancing, it's
Yeah.
getting pretty crazy.
Because the phone knows like if I just do this, it's being stood up, right?
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Have you seen the
Crazy.
little red thing that it shoots when you look at it with the camera?
Oh
I
yeah.
only have the 7. I don't think I have that.
Yeah, it's just like trying to scan. Well, they also said the government was trying to do the whole Pokemon Go to spy on everybody, like to kind of get like a blueprint of everybody's homes and fucking.
Yeah.
everything.
You know who told us about that? Dom's was saying that you like to talk about conspiracies.
Oh, I love conspiracy.
Yeah, I love talking
Oh,
about
yeah.
conspiracies too, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's about to get good now.
Here we go.
That was
Hey.
just
Did you watch
a
the
tease.
same
That was just a tease.
Wait, did you watch our Chuck E. Cheese video?
Yeah, I did.
Dude,
That was the first video I watched from you guys.
I love that.
Hey.
Man. I'm so
I
proud
watched
of that.
it and I was like, that was such a good video. Like,
Thank you.
I was expecting, and that's when I went through your channel because you know how I told you I always try to see what people are
Yeah.
doing. And I went and I saw your roller skating video
Yeah.
and
Should've
then the
dropped some
rodeo
ads on
video.
that.
Dude, that was so good.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I love that. It was just
I know
so fun
you-
because
it
I've
was
never
like-
done
Because
funny stuff.
It
I
was
realized
fun,
the
too.
amount of work you put into that video because I make
Yeah.
videos too and adding subtitles, bro. Like that
that
forever.
took yeah
Oh,
all
yeah.
night.
I don't even add subtitles to mine because I'm like I'm gonna be here for another 3 hours and it's so
For
boring
real.
and tedious. Like
It was all for the like
replay.
the
What I say?
look
Oh, I messed up a couple words.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I had to do that too.
It sucks.
Man.
Yeah, man. What were you gonna say
and-
about the video?
I forgot. I think it was just like no, it was like fun and it was just like it was
It was
really
so
cool
fun.
because we thought of the idea with our friend Christian and like this one day and then the next 2 days I think we filmed it, like all in all. and it was like that was like one of the like fastest we got an idea and then did it, you know,
Yeah.
and it was like really cool because like it turned out really good for us, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Pop Culture Vomitorium for your amazing, how would I call it?
Support and like.
Well, no, he for what he did in the video, he did improv
yeah.
for your amazing golden performance. That's what it is. He was the one who when it fades up and you see the interview, you know, and you know you hear me and you're like, so what happened at Chuck E. Cheese? And he's like, well, you know, like he
So
that was
all of that.
like that was so great. We were like holding back our laughter so hard in the
It's
background.
so much fun to make videos on like this.
I
One.
love it.
Especially it's so much better. Like I don't do vlogs every day because I feel like it's better when you're around people.
Yeah.
When you're around people, it just makes it funnier. Even if you're not trying to be funny, just people will just laugh or say something funny and you catch it on camera.
Yeah.
I try to vlog only like certain things because again, like since I have a small channel, no one cares about my vlogs. They only care about certain things. So only like the vloggers is the ones that already have like millions of subscribers. Like people already invested into those channels. So but I do like making vlogs. It's so much fun, and even skits like just videos in general. Just creating videos. Like I'm down to do something. I'll show you what I did yesterday. I actually just posted on YouTube right now before you guys showed up. We did a video. My friend Adam Anthony. I don't know if you know him.
I don't know.
He's into fashion, and he wanted to do like a runway in the desert, so we went to the cove.
That's sick.
And then he dressed him and his two friends, like he picked all the outfits, and then we did like kind of like a music video style, but almost just like showing off the outfits, but they're also smoking blunts. It was really creative. And then I did like the whole video, and then after it was like a vlog, so it was a pretty good project.
Yeah.
We did it on Sunday. I barely finished it today, but yeah, like conspiracies, I love conspiracy theories.
Yeah, I was about to bring it back up too. Yeah, because, man, when I was in 9th grade, oh my God, bro. First time I heard about Illuminati and all that, and I was like shook, like for a while, because I legit believed in it, and I was like, oh my God, you know, and I you know, even if I don't believe in certain conspiracy theories, I always think it's, you know, interesting to kind of look into how you
know, there's
like,
something out there like controlling a lot of shit, so even if you don't believe
Area 51, dude, is so interesting on itself, like, you know, have you looked into those videos where, you know, you can't even get into the premise? Like, you can not only can you get into the main base, but then they're all working underground.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
There's
like
something like above. On
it's
the
all
earth.
desert on top, so there's like secret
Bermuda
entrances.
Triangle, dude. Like what? You know, the world is dope.
No, there's even like the chemtrails. Like actually, you know how you told me you were looking at like Coachella Valley, whatever.
Yeah.
I saw one channel, dude. Like this guy, he records almost every day. He just gets out his phone. It's like the government's testing right here in the valley. You see all those chemtrails in the sky, and he like every day he'll be like, you see those freaking planes going over there. Like he's kind of I don't know what he's into, but he's
I do remember seeing that though.
Like there's
chemtrails every day.
They say like here in the valley is like a test for weather control or some shit. So that's why some days it's like perfectly clear, and then the next day super windy. Then the next day it rains, and they say that they're testing all this shit here. So I'm like, well, that's crazy. They might be doing it. We never know. Like
very strange. Because that's I like you know, and that's I love the valley because of that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because that could be totally like
how crazy
huge
the
conspiracy
weather
theories.
Yeah.
But I love it, dude. Like I mean, well, I hate the heat for sure. I hate the heat. But when it starts raining out of nowhere, when it's super cold, like because she knows I love the wind, and I love like I'm the guy who's like put down.
There was an article by I believe it was KSQ or My Desert. I don't know who posted it that the valley got an F, like air quality.
Oh dang!
Air quality in the Riverside County. I don't know, but
like
we got an F.
Minus.
Like just because so much wind and so much dirt gets picked up in the air, and we're all like sucking up all that stuff.
Wow.
So we gotta start walking around with bandanas or those like face masks.
Oh, just
That's
Naruto.
crazy.
How like the land of the
Sand Village.
Sand Village.
Land of the Sand.
They all.
Yeah, it's
they
just,
all worship. Yeah.
Sometimes we don't realize it. Like, oh, it's just windy, whatever. But you're eating all that dirt. Like,
yeah.
Especially with the Salton Sea kind of drying up a little bit.
Oh.
That's more wind is picking up more debris.
Oh
yeah.
Just bringing it back up. That's what they're trying to save it because if it ends up drying up, it's going to create a dust bowl. And the wind's going to come up and just pick up everything and then come ruin all our crops, come ruin all our air and shit. So
how do they save it?
That's the biggest issue. They're still kind of like trying to fund it and then just to try to save it is like so many logistics because there's so much like waste being dropped in there from all the irrigation, everything from like the crops, all the pesticides comes into the sea. So it's just like a bunch of shit.
At least they are trying to help it because like one of our friends is saying like he wants to invest in land over there, so then when they do fix it up, it's like, oh, it's gonna be like such a great investment.
Yeah.
Because it's like not only do you get like a brand new like great new place and like with a lake and this and that, but it's like you have this land that you could either resell or do whatever you want with it.
There's potential there if they end up saving it because right now nobody wants to move because in the summer sometimes you get the algae and it smells.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
The bad like dead fish smell.
Yeah, I've been by there. Have you been to those shores?
I went to Desert X. They had like a couple things for Desert X there, and we went to do some.
Right on the shores though.
Yeah.
Because I went where I was stepping on just pure dry dead fish, like it's
like the corals and the dead fish. Yeah. No, it was like that.
The graveyard, man.
Yeah, and that's how far the shore has shrunk. Like it used to be all the way almost to like the concrete, and then over the last like 20, 30 years, it's just shrinking and shrinking. So. Hopefully we can save it. Pretty much messed it up with the Salton Sea. So thank you guys for watching this episode. If you're listening on iTunes or Spotify, give it a 5-star rating. If you're watching on YouTube, like, subscribe, and follow them at Raw Thought Radio. I'll put the link in the description and in the comments. And check out my interview if you haven't already. I shared it as a post. Anything you want to say before we take off?
And thank you guys for listening to Wormful. Sorry, was that how you say it?
The wormhole.
The wormhole.
I might change it. I don't know.
I mess up everything.
No, not everything. Bye.
Should have Yu-Gi-Oh carded it.
That was about 50 minutes.
50?
50 something.
Wow, I didn't realize.